Hello and welcome to Crypto TV. I'm your news host Jasnoor Kaur and let's get started with the headlines. US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen calls for crypto regulation. Crypto rout deepens as investors turn wary after US inflation data. Huobi Global launches $1 billion investment arm focused on Defi Web3. Optimism attacker returns 17 million stolen OP tokens. Jack Dorsey's TBD announces Web3 competitor Web5. Global Bitcoin adoption to hit 10% by 2030, says a Blockware report. MoneyGram launches crypto-to-cash service on Stellar blockchain. Seth Green pays nearly $300,000 to recover stolen Bored Ape. Pension funds are looking to invest in Bitcoin, says Grayscale CEO. Now let's get into the details. US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has called for Congress to frame regulations to tackle the very risky nature of cryptocurrencies as an asset option to be included in the retirement plans of regular savers. Yellen made this remark in response to a question about Fidelity Investments' recent announcement that it would include a cryptocurrency option in the workplace retirement plans it oversees. The United States Department of Labor has also issued a warning against depositing Bitcoin into 401k accounts, indicating its hostility. The Treasury Secretary sees it as being reasonable for Congress to control which assets should be included in tax-favored retirement vehicles like 401k plans. Cryptocurrencies losses deepened on Saturday on risk aversion after US retail inflation data accelerated unexpectedly to touch a fresh 4-decade high, reviving fears of continued aggressive rate hike by the Federal Reserve to tamp surging prices. Bitcoin traded near $29,000. US stocks plunged, pushing key indices to post its worst week in several months. The Dow Jones Industrial Average shed 2.73%. The S&P 500 fell 2.91%, while the Nasdaq Composite sank 3.52%. Cryptocurrencies have been mirroring the moves of S&P 500 and tech-heavy Nasdaq index for the past several months. The US Consumer Price Index, the most widely tracked benchmark for inflation, unexpectedly rose to 8.6% in May from a year ago, topping expectations that it would ease to 8.2% from April's 8.3%. The core CPI, which strips out food and energy costs, rose 6% year-over-year in May, dipping from April's 6.2%, but more than expectations for 5.9%. Lack of easing in headline inflation spooked investors who were looking forward to a pause in the spate of Fed rate hikes sometime later this year. Bitcoin was recently seen trading at around $29,200, down over 2% in the past 24 hours. Ether, the second biggest cryptocurrency, was around $1,600, down over 5.5% in a similar time span. All other major altcoins too traded lower. Digital asset exchange Huobi Global has launched a new investment arm focused on decentralized finance and Web3 initiatives, demonstrating the growing interest in the blockchain economy among venture capitalists. The new investment arm, dubbed Ivy Blocks, has over $1 billion in crypto assets under control. These funds will be used to find promising blockchain projects and invest in them. Ivy Blocks on Friday also announced that Capricorn Finance, an automated market maker built on the Cube blockchain, was the first project to receive funding. The company's interest in DeFi comes at a time when the sector's overall worth has dropped by more than half from its peak. The DeFi business is currently worth just about $133 billion in total value locked, or TVL. In December 2021, DeFi TVL reached a high of $316 billion. The attacker behind recent theft of 20 million Optimism tokens returned 17 million of them on Friday. The funds were returned to an address belonging to Optimism, the Ethereum rollup provider, over the course of 17 transactions. Previously, the attacker cashed out 1 million OP and sent an additional 1 million to Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin, who is working to return the funds according to Optimism. As of now, 1 million tokens worth close to $900,000 remained in the attacker's wallet. According to a tweet from Optimism, 2 million tokens were retained by the attacker as a bounty. Jack Dorsey's block subsidiary TBD has announced plans to build a new decentralized web centered around Bitcoin. The new project, called Web 5, represents the latest Bitcoin-centric endeavor to be pursued by Dorsey since stepping down as CEO of Twitter in November 2021. Web 5 is being envisioned as an identity-based system that only utilizes one blockchain, Bitcoin. Dorsey's motivation for pursuing a new web development model may stem from his belief that Web3 will never achieve true decentralization. The Block CEO has publicly criticized Web3 and the venture capital community that supports its development. The adoption of Bitcoin could occur more rapidly than the adoption of past disruptive technologies such as automobiles and electric power, with global take-up likely to hit 10% by 2030, according to a new report. In its report, Blockware Intelligence said it arrived at this forecast by examining historical adoption curves for 9 past disruptive technologies, including automobiles, electric power, smartphones, the internet, and social media, along with the growth rate of Bitcoin adoption since 2009. However, the authors of the Blockware report stressed that the model used to predict the rate of adoption was only conceptual at this stage, adding it is neither meant to be used as investment advice nor a short-term trading tool, and it would continue to be refined. Blockware Intelligence is the research arm of Blockware Solutions, a Bitcoin mining and blockchain infrastructure company, so you might expect it to be bullish on adoption. MoneyGram, the money transfer company known for peer-to-peer payments, is launching an on- and off-ramp service for digital wallets, which will make it easy for digital wallet customers to move between fiat to cryptocurrency to fiat again without needing a bank account or credit card. The company is working in partnership with Stellar Development Foundation, a non-profitable development organization. The service is initially being provided in selective markets, which include Canada, Kenya, Philippines, and the US, at any MoneyGram location in these countries. The company said it was focusing on these markets as they are places with a high volume of cross-border transactions. The partnership will also focus on changing up the settlement process, which will work using Circle's USDC stablecoin. More wallets will be added to the service soon, but for now, users of Stellar-connected digital wallets Vibrant and Lobster can access the service. Hollywood actor Seth Green paid 165 Ethereum, around $297,000, at the time to recover his Bored Ape NFT, which had previously been stolen in a phishing attack. Green had negotiated with the alleged entity who stole the entity, who goes by Mr. Cheese, to get his NFT. The Bored Ape is now back in his possession. Green's Bored Ape NFT was set to be the star of an animated television series called White Horse Tavern. That's all for today's news. I'm your news host Jasnoor Kaur signing off. Keep watching Crypto TV.